Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of the Spigot plugin development series. In today's episode, we're going to do something a little more advanced. We're actually going to create a simple Kit GUI plugin. It's going to be pretty cool. It's a lot better than the past plugins we'll be doing. I'm going to start doing more advanced plugins to show you guys more things. But without further ado, let's get started. So we'll create a new Java project. We're going to call it Kit GUI. I'm going to go over here to the next, go to libraries. I'm going to add Spigot 1.14.1. Inside Kit GUI in the SRC, create a new package. We'll call it me.CodedRed.kitGUI. And this last one is just the name of the package. Name of the project, sorry. And then you go to new class, and we're going to create our main class. Inside the main, we're going to do extends Java plugin. Go to import that. And then I'm going to create the onEnable and onDisable. So what our plugin is going to do is when we issue the command /kit, it's going to open up a GUI where we can select an item to be placed in our inventory. So to do this, we're going to do this dot get command, and the command is going to be kit, and we're going to dot set executor to new kit this. Next, we're going to go ahead and create the kit command class. So I'm going to right click on the package, go to new class, name this kit. Up at the top, we're going to do implements command executor. Can import that, and we'll just go ahead and import it through here. I want to change these names. I'm going to change this to sender. I'll change this to command, label, and orgs. Once done with that, go back into your main real quick. Hover over this, and we're just going to create a constructor. Save it. And then our main class should be good. Cool. So inside our on command, we're going to do if the label dot equals ignore case kit. First thing we want to do is check if the sender is a player. So if the sender instance of player. So what I did here is checked if the sender is not an instance of player. That's what this exclamation point means. Then we're just going to say sender.send message. We'll say you cannot run this command. And we'll do return true. So if they are a player, we'll go ahead and create the player. So player equals the cast of a player to a sender. And we're going to create another method. We're going to do open GUI, and we'll pass in a player. Turn true. That's actually all we're going to do in our on command. For the open GUI, underneath this on command, I'm going to create another method. We're going to do public void open GUI. And I'm going to go ahead and create put all the methods in one class so you just see how everything's working. You can obviously separate this and make it another class for the open GUI, but for this episode I'm just put it all in the same. And then for the open GUI, we're going to need a player. Alright, let's go ahead and create the GUI. So for the GUI, To create an inventory, you're going to do, first off, we'll do inventory. Inventory. We'll name it inv. We'll set it equal to bukkit.create inventory. The owner will do null. The size will be 9, so this would be 9 slots. And then the title, we'll do chat color dot aqua kit GUI. Go ahead and import inventory. Next up, before we do this, let's actually create an item. So when someone clicks something in the GUI, it's going to give them an item. And wait, well, actually, we'll do this first. So the item that they click. So this can be anything. For example, we're going to do an axe. So we're going to do like a star axe. That's what the kit's going to be. So to create an item, it's going to be an item stack. And we'll name the item stack item. You're going to do item stack item. And this item right here is just a name, so you can name this whatever you want. We're going to set it equal to a new item stack. And we're going to put in the material. So you're going to do material dot, and as you can see, all the different materials. So this changes depending on what Spigot version you're coding on. So if you want this plugin to be universal, I would check what Spigot version the server is, and then on that change the item. So we're going to do a diamond axe. Go ahead and import item stack. You're going to do the inventory one. Cool. Next thing you need, so when you create an item, you're going to need an item stack, and you're also going to need an item meta. You're going to set this equal to item.get item meta. Oh, item meta, and you're going to name it meta. There we go. Awesome. So we just created the item right there. Let me zoom in for y'all. Now let's create the item. So what we're going to do is meta dot. We're going to set the display name first. We're going to do name chat color dot dark aqua. The name of our diamond axe is going to be star axe. Next, we're going to add some enchantments to it. So we'll do meta dot add enchantment. To add enchantments through the meta, you're going to need 3 different arguments. The first one is going to be the enchantment itself. So enchantment dot, and you can see all the different enchantments. And we're going to add dig speed, which is efficiency. And this is going to be the level of the enchantment. So usually efficiency is up to 5, but we can actually add whatever an unsafe enchantment. So we're going to add 10, and then we're going to set this to true to allow the item to be 10. Then you're going to do meta. We're going to add 3 different enchantments to this. We're going to add efficiency, and we're also going to add durability. Set durability to 10. Make this true. And then we're also going to add fortune. We'll set fortune to 5. And fortune is, if you scroll down, it is loop bonus blocks. Cool. So now that we have the name of the item created, we have the enchantments created for the item, we're going to add in a lore. So to do the lore, we're going to create a array list real quick. So in a list string, we'll name it lore. It's going to be a new array list string. There we go. Go ahead and import this. It's going to be a util. And we're going to do lore.add. The first one I'm going to add is just going to be a space to make it look a little nicer. Next, I'm going to do add. And this is the item that's going to be in the GUI. So when you open up the GUI, it's going to be the item you see. So I'm going to do chat color dot. Sorry. I'm going to do chat color dot gold. We'll say click to buy. Next we'll do chat color dot aqua, and we'll do the price. This would be $100,000. After we set what we want for the lore to be, we go ahead and add the lore to the meta. So you do meta dot set lore, and we're typing in lore. Awesome. And then we're going to set the meta to the item. So you do item dot set meta. And then we're going to do two more things here. We're going to set the item in the inventory. So the inventory is 0 based, just like an array. So the first slot would be 0, next slot would be 1, and then 2, 3, go on. So we'll do inv, it's the name of our inventory. Set item. This is the location. So I'm setting it to 4, which would be the middle of 9 slots. And then it'll be item. And then finally, player dot open inventory inv. Go ahead and save that. And then next up, we'll just go ahead and actually let's run this real quick and see what it looks like so far. There is one more thing that I forgot to add in. I went ahead and created the plugin.yml so the plugin would run. I went ahead and put a main, a name, an author, a version, and then make sure you have an API version in there. The API version I use is 1.14 because that's what my Spigot version is. And then I went ahead and created the command of kit. So let's go ahead and run it in game. Type in /kit. Open up our GUI, the kit GUI. As you can see, our item right here that we created is in the middle slot. Star X with our enchants in there, and then it says click to buy, $100,000. Pretty awesome. We'll go ahead and add some things in so if someone does click it, what happens? So let's go right back into our code. Inside the kit, like I said, I'm going to keep everything in this kit class. So we're going to add in, we'll go ahead and add in the item itself. So we'll create a public item stack give item. We're going to pass in a string of a player. We'll also do a string of a name. And then inside here, we can actually just copy the code that we have right here. We're creating a very similar item. And we're going to change the lore around. So I'm going to change the lore chat color.italic. Name italics, and then I'm just going to name it legendary. And then for the second one, I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to get italics again. And then we're going to say Star X. I'm going to change the name to do plus a name. What's going on up here? At the bottom, you're going to do a return item. Now, this is very similar to what we just did up here with the item that we created. Because our item in our GUI is almost exactly the same as the item that we want to give them, all I did was change the lore and then the title. So say like C-Max is Star X. And then for the listener, so in the last episode I went over join and quit listeners, and in this episode we'll be going over on click for inventory click event listeners. So the first thing you're going to need is the event handler. And then it's going to be a public void on click, which is the name. You can name it whatever you want. And then the event is called inventory click events. I'm going to name it E for short. Go ahead and import these two. And before we do anything else, let's go up to the top right up here. And we already did implement a command executor. We're going to do a comma, and we're going to implement the listener. And usually I separate all of these different methods and different classes, but just keep it all in one class so you guys see everything, what everything's going on. So now that we did that, we included the listener, let's go into our main class real quick and go ahead and create the stuff we need in here. So we're going to need a plugin manager, call it PM. We'll do this dot get server dot get plugin manager. Oh. And whoops, this one word. Go ahead and import that. And the next thing you need, you're going to need to register it. So you register events, not event, events. And it'll be a new kit. We'll pass in this, and then we'll pass in another this. And then after that, you just got to do this dot get server dot get plugin manager dot register events. And just pass in this, this. And just like our other, just like our other class, we're going to do implements listener. Go ahead and import that. And now we can go ahead and work inside our inventory click event. So for every inventory click event, this is what I usually do. There's 3 main things you're gonna need, and then this first one we're gonna do is the name. So we're gonna check if the name isn't equal to this. So if the name isn't equal to a chat color, I'm gonna strip the color of it of e.getView.getTitle.toString. And then we'll go out of the strip color and do dot equals, ignore case, kit GUI. And then we'll just return. So this kit GUI is just the name that we set the inventory right here. And then I use getView.getTitle.getString because in 1.14 they got rid of getName for on inventory. And this is the best way I know how to do it right now. If you guys do know another way of doing this in 1.14, please let me know in the comments. And then the other 3 things that I always put in is if e.getCurrentItem equals null. Go ahead and kick them out. And if e.getCurrentItem.getItemMeta equals null, go ahead and kick them out again, and then one more. Current item dot get item meta dot get display name equals null. Awesome. So if they pass all 4 if statements right here, that means they are in our inventory, our GUI. So next up, we set what we want them to do for each time they click a different item. So our first item is our star axe that we created. So we'll do if, and we're going to do this similar to what this first if statement does. Check color dot strip color of e dot get current item dot get item meta dot get display name. Go out of the strip color and do dot equals, ignore case, star axe. Then we want to do this. Let's create a player. We'll call him player, and we'll set it equal to e.getWhoClicked. And then a cast of a player. Awesome. And then we're going to do player dot get inventory dot add item. And the item that we're going to be adding is this item up here, the give item. So we're going to do give item, and we're going to pass in player dot get name. So that will add the item to the player's inventory. And then we're going to do e dot set canceled to true. And then player dot close inventory. And then we'll just do a return. Go ahead and return after that too. And of course, if you're adding more items, we're just going to be adding one in this episode to the GUI. So if you have more items, you keep going, different names. And if you want to do a config file for this, you just do the plugin dot get config blah blah in there. Now this should be working. Let's go ahead and export it, reload the server, and see what it's doing. Oh, I died. All right. Do /kit. Click to buy. You click it. We have it in inventory. Very cool. Now, the next episode, I'm going to go over the actual money aspect of it, the actual taking out of $100,000 of his balance. To do that, I'm going to do implements of Vault. So next episode, I'm going to go over how to use Vault, and I'm also going to do particles and sound, I think. But if we go ahead and use this axe, we'll see that the enchantments on it, the efficiency 10, actually works perfectly fine, even though it doesn't really exist in Minecraft. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This is way more advanced than what we've been doing. I'm gonna start going over some pretty cool plugins soon. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this episode. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.